And we are live for another live stream coming out of nowhere here at the Ghost Paper channel. Just wanted to do some drawing, hang out with you guys for like an hour or so as I continue to explore my art style. I'm just making sure I'm popping out the chat window here, making sure my OBS is also working fine. And maybe need a little bit more light. Here we go. Let's get started, guys. First, I just want to say thanks for watching my latest video. I think it was actually quite successful, and I think we were just talking a little bit more about different ways you can actually try to make an income with Procreate, especially at the time that we're living right now. And for some, it might just be something on the side, and for others it may even become, you know, one of your primary sources of income. Hello Cecile, hello Manuel, welcome to the live stream. I'm gonna try to do this a little bit earlier. It's not gonna be that easy, but I'll try to have maybe like a better schedule about it. Let's see how it goes. Thank you Chris. Yeah, so I hope you guys have been downloading some of the free stuff that I offer on Gumroad. If you haven't, just check any of my videos. There's links to the Gumroad page. And although there are some stuff that they're there for a value, there's also stuff there that's going for free. So you get like canvas presets and brushes and starter brushes and all that stuff. So today a couple interesting things happened. One is that I was actually painting a window here at the house, and I kind of hurt my finger kind of badly. Not too bad, but I'm okay. But basically it's going to be kind of difficult to use the eyedropper tool. So I hope you guys can bear with me. And also my zooming and pinching might be like a little strange, but camera's not going to capture that anyways. So also, yes, I was just gonna say hi Ana Paula. If you guys have any questions, make sure to fire them up on the chat here based on the previous video, ways to actually monetize with Procreate, or if you have any questions just in general. So let's start. I would like to know how about the canvas for stickers. So just so I try to understand this question a little bit better, are you trying to set up canvases for creating stickers in Procreate, like stickers that you want to print? Because if you are, what I would do is for sure try to get a sense of what the maximum dimension is for that sticker. Say it's 3 by 3 inches or 5 by 5, and you definitely want to have 300 dpi with that dimension as your canvas in Procreate. And also you need to know if there's any bleeding rules, such as like having your artwork a little bit over the bleeding area. And I think the very first question that I need to ask you is, and even for you to figure it out, is if your stickers are going to be normal rectangles or circles, or like that die cut, which kind of like goes around like an outline over your drawing, because that opens another like door, kind of opens a can of worms, to be completely honest. So maybe if you're gonna start with them just being geometric, inside geometric shapes, that might be better. Tips to print. So then I would also say, yeah, make sure you're CMYK rather than RGB, unless the service that you're using has a good conversion of RGB to CMYK. Any idea how to create a rectangle with square corners? That is one of my biggest challenges, Ghislaine. And really what I'll have to do just here, what I usually do, I make sure that I have my canvas, my grid turned on. And then I'll just do one like very quick one here. So I make a circle, move it to, let's just say that this circle is going to be for the dimension of one cell. And then I'm just doing very, very quickly here. And then I draw some straight lines around the tangents. And now with this section right here, so I'm just gonna cut it, put it into a new layer. Now with this section, what I do, I just do the 3-finger swipe, copy and paste, and then I actually have magnetics turned on so that I can turn on snapping, and I start kind of, you know, placing this. Just want to make sure that it's perfectly aligned here. So it's more or less like this. So then I flip it vertically, merge, I pinch the 2 layers, then I make another copy and I flip horizontally, and there you go. So it is a little bit tedious, or quite tedious to be honest, but this is one way to actually get rounded squares and rectangles, knowing that the circle, basically what's mostly important, you want to make sure that all these borders are the same kind of size, because otherwise you're going to have different sizes of circles, and that's probably not going to look that good. I wish there was a shorter way. I really wish. I hope that this way at least is a little quicker than whatever you're using. But anyways, that's something maybe for the future, for like new features that we could request from Procreate, because definitely that would be good. Like, not, you know, you can really do a lot of things with Procreate, but there's always a limit. But the 4 corner squares. Oh, that's a more simple one actually. You just have to draw the shape. Sorry, I thought you meant rounded square. Rounded corner, sorry. So all you have to do really, you just try to draw that shape, and if you press 1 finger onto the canvas, it makes a perfect square. And if you go on edit shape, you can, oops, I just missed that. So if you go on rectangle, then you have the possibility to turn into a rectangle. Also, what you guys are looking on the screen here, I am getting this bug. Basically, anytime I recreate or go back, it's like a bit of a hack that I used to say, or like tell you guys in one of my videos, which was a way for you to go back to the quick shape option, and now it's kind of creating a copy, and I actually have to get in touch with Procreate to see if this is something new, or maybe I'm doing something wrong even. But that's a funny one that kind of started to happen. To the limits, yeah. Yeah, we all would like to, you know, for the sky to be the limit on Procreate, but it definitely has a limit. I hope you guys are doing good. It's hard to believe that this is week 5, at least here in Canada, for staying at home. Just want to make sure that I have a better threshold here. Here we go. Anyways, how are you guys doing? How was your week? And where are you guys watching from? Let me know in the chat. And if that wasn't already a lot of questions, let me know if you have any questions about the latest video. We did receive some nice comments, like a lot of positive comments, a lot of people interested in different ways to use Procreate as a tool, as a monetary tool. There's definitely a lot of things you can do, but it really depends what is your strength. So some people may prefer to actually use it as a freelance tool for illustration. Others may actually prefer to maybe actually create custom brushes, and it really depends. Yeah, what are the things that you prefer to use it as a tool? Some may prefer animation, and so on and so forth. And the reason why I am drawing this that you see right now, there's actually 2 reasons. I am from Venezuela, but living in the Netherlands. Wow, cool. Valvader, hi there. A live video, Terrible Peril. Can stay long, that's all good, no worries. Sorting some of my kid stuff and needed background. Thank you so much. I, share your, thoughts and pains at the same time. I also have a little one over here. He's not here today, but that's one of the reasons why I was able to actually start live streaming a little earlier. But definitely know what the challenges are. So as I was just saying, the reason why I'm illustrating this, first reason is I'm trying to get to the next level of my art style. Second reason, because you guys probably know, like, all the geometric stuff, like I was doing stuff more on the flat kind of version, and now I'm adding a little bit more textures and try to make the characters more stylized, but at the same time a little bit more mature. And the second reason is that I've started making some merch for Ghost Paper. So probably not going to be as cool as this bomber jacket that this character is wearing, but we're making some t-shirts, there's some hoodies, there's quite a few things coming up. But unfortunately, with the delivery system and how crazy things are, this may take a little bit more time. We'll see how that happens. Hello, Yanis from France. And Singapore, Herman. All right, guys, we're all hanging on. So hopefully it won't take too long for the merch thing to start to arrive. I'm first getting some samples. We're gonna see how things look. Because if it looks like crap, there's always stuff that you can do around the house with some new cloths. But I hope that it's gonna look cool. Some new cleaning supplies, yeah. If they don't look good. I mostly just want to see if the materials are good and if the colors are okay. I've also started working with this brush. It's quite interesting. The ink bleed brush. I have to say I've been enjoying that quite a bit because I was always using the studio brush to make my illustrations, which makes things kind of look like vectors. And although that is super cool and I like it a lot, there's something to be said about the quality, like the artistic quality that this one has. So when you look at from far away, you still get quite of a nice outline, but when you look close, you still have a little bit of like an interesting texture to it. So that's actually quite cool. You kind of get best of both worlds with this one. The only thing is that you do have to fix a lot of the times the edgings when you drop a color fill. Turn off this drawing guide. We're not gonna need that too much. And let's drop the opacity on this sketch layer. Okay, I've also made the video really full screen to the iPad resolution so you guys can see everything. That just means that I only get a little bit of a real estate in this video. So if I move like anything too much, I kind of move away from the video frame. Let me also just see, maybe increase the brightness a little bit more. All right. Like ink bleeding on paper. Yes, that's totally it. Why do I move the layers down? The only reason why I move the layers down is to always have the sketch layer on top of everything, because just right now I was just drawing with my ink layers on top of the sketch, and then as you can see I'm missing like a few curves here, which is fine because it was like tweaking. But for example, if I really want to stay true to what I've drawn, I can see that the hair needed like an extra trim like right here and stuff like that. And it really depends how true you want to stay to your drawings. I do spend a little bit of time on my sketching phase, so it's almost like, for me, it's important to try to stay a little bit closer to the sketch, because over the sketching phase, like I take a lot of time looking at proportions, how things are feeling. So that's why I moved it down. All right. The only tricky thing about this brush, which I kind of need to make a copy and do some setting changes here, is that one of its best things, which is the tilt. So this brush supports tilt. It's also one of its trickiest things because it supports tilt. I've been actually getting kind of different sort of stroke widths, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. What's my live streaming setup like? So another interesting thing I've noticed, and this is all kind of new to me still, for like live streams and stuff. I actually had two inputs for microphone, and that's why I had such an echo in my live stream. So that's fixed, and I hope you guys are kind of hearing a better input for my microphone. And also, I have just like two simple LED lights, a Blue Yeti microphone, and I'm making a video about my setup soon. I'm just waiting for a couple things, kind of like what the new studio looks like. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing too fancy, and I'm always looking, of course, to make things better, but I'm just waiting for a couple more things before I can kind of do a proper video about it. What do I use for the eraser? And where's the setting for getting the shape thing? Okay, I'll show you both of those things. So first, because I was just saying I've been using this brush, which is the ink bleed, it's very, very important that you also use ink bleed as your eraser, just so that you get the same kind of a texture as you erase as when you paint. Because just, using my studio brush, if I were to make any changes, all of a sudden I got this really clean back to the vector kind of style. And that's not really the purpose here. The idea is to keep things here in this very kind of natural as possible, kind of crayon style, ink on paper. So a lot of times you can just press and hold, and when you press and hold, coming from the painting brush, from the brush, if you press and hold, the eraser brush copies all of the settings from the paintbrush. Unfortunately, not the size of your brush or the opacity, but it copies basically the brush that you've been using, which is a big help. Now for the second thing, basically, you know, when you make a quick shape and you edit and you do all sorts of changes, but if you click on the arrow and you say, oh, I was still editing this happens to, I'm sure like a lot of you guys, happens to me a lot as well. So what I figured out is that I figured out a hack to actually be able to undo a quick shape. Only problem is, as I've said before, since the latest update on Procreate 5 here, it's actually making a copy. But how do you set that hack? You actually go into Actions menu, go into Preferences and Gesture Controls, and then we're going to go into Quick Shape and make sure one of these activation methods must be selected. In my case, because I have a lot of other things set up for these other activation methods, I have the tap the little square as the activation for that. So when you install Procreate, when you tap this little square, usually you get the color picker. But in this case, I've changed to the quick shape. And then what happens is, as you guys can see, I wasn't even doing the quick shape anymore. So I tap that little square and I get that button once again. And once I press edit shape, I'm able to edit once again my last created shape. So this only works with your last created shape. The problem is though, with this latest update of Procreate, at least on my side, whenever I change the shape and now I press the arrow, unfortunately now we're getting a copy, you know, your previous shape and the change that you just made. So that's unfortunate. This didn't used to happen before, and now has been happening. The hack is still pretty cool. Maybe this is something that they'll fix quickly. And also, as you just saw there, I could have made a selection and did a cut onto a new layer, or you know, a copy, or just delete it with the eraser tool. But it's like, it's not as good as what it was as it used to be before. Still a cool hack. I'm also interested in knowing, I mean, this year has been such a whirlwind, but if Procreate is going to do any sorts of surprises for this year in terms of features, because last year was so big, like with animation and so many good things. I'm just wondering. Not that I know anything, guys. No worries, Mauricio. What's your favorite time to draw for you guys? Do you guys like to draw, you know, in the evening once you've kind of like have a little bit more time, or do you like to draw over the weekends or in the mornings? What's your favorite time to draw? For example, I like to draw mostly in the evenings, but it's also because of time. I still gotta work and do a few things before I'm actually clear to go to the iPad, and I also have to create content for you guys and all of the things. I actually really wished I could live stream in the afternoons. Yeah, evenings is always kind of good. All right. I am actually getting this piece. Oops. and extracting that. There we go. This drawing is actually, I think it's, is it 4K? So let's just take a look. So that's another thing that I've been trying to be more mindful of. Yeah, this one is 4K by 4K. So the good thing about that is now that I'm making my illustrations a bit more high res, down the road, if I want to print them, once again, that whole goes back to the whole monetization thing, like ideas for monetizing your content. And if you're already making your illustrations high res, if down the road, if you want to make them into a poster, you already have that. You don't need to like go and redo your illustration, because as we know, unfortunately, Procreate is a raster program, meaning everything is pixels, and it's not as easy to scale up art. You can definitely scale down, but scaling up, it's tricky. So the downside of that is that by going with higher resolution, you do have much less layers from the get-go. And now I have a maximum in this file with an iPad Pro 2018. I have a maximum of 28 layers. I've used 6, so I still got 22. 22 is a good number to have. I'm sure that I won't need more than that, but still, it's tricky. It's almost like it's not ideal to only have 20 layers or so in you know, it's 2020. It's like something that would be good to have like a few more layers, right? Like in Photoshop, we have so many layers. It is a bit more inspiring, productive at night. There's some like crazy, you know, there's some theories that at night, some of our kind of like self-criticism, the way that we judge and we like actually judge our own ideas, that guard kind of goes down a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's, you know, it's evening time. I think our brains start to relax a little bit. So for a lot of people, you actually feel more creative and you feel more inspired, and that's because your brain is actually not doing as much criticism as it usually does during the daytime and the afternoon time. So it's just some curious fact, I guess, but if that has been proved or not, I'm not sure. Another bug that I've been having quite a bit on Procreate is when I undo a shape. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to restart. That's the other thing about working with higher resolution files. It gets sometimes super slow. Now I just have to close everything and reopen. Okay, I just saw a blank screen there for the as the first file, and I just had a mini heart attack there just for a second. All right, but I think that was just like a test file that I had. The only thing I would say, and that's actually quite cool, is that I've never had a problem. I've lost a few strokes from what I was doing and I had to close Procreate, but I've never like lost complete, like I never had a file that went that got corrupted. So this is something actually, I'm not sure if you guys ever had this problem. Let me know in the chat. Like I've never actually lost the whole illustration forever, thankfully. All right, let's make a new layer. May have to turn on my reference layer here. I always do, as I've probably explained before, I always do color blocking before. It helps me a lot to know colors and stuff that what am I trying to do with the illustration, etc. I don't know why it's such a struggle to speak English today, guys. Sorry about that. right? I think on the shading, this is going to look super cool. But you know, as usual, let's see where I get with this. I usually get a good head start and then I finalize it later. Probably later today. Because actually, funny enough, Ross Draws, when you watch one of his videos, he does that quite a bit too. Like he makes his video and does like a walkthrough or a tutorial walkthrough, but then he always takes it like offline and he edits, and then he comes back and shows like his amazing illustrations with more details and lights and stuff and details on hair. All right. Also, in this illustration, I am practicing that rule that I believe I made a video called the 60-30-10 technique, which you'll see in a second when I turn on this. Well, I guess the pink's not really working as a background, but if you discard the background, the pink background here, it's mostly like, it's a bluish kind of, like there's 3 or 4 elements, I guess like 3 elements of blue. There's like 2 elements of like this kind of a cream color, and then just little accents of pink. So I may change the background. That actually means that I might have to change the background. But there are some good tutorials on the channel if you guys haven't checked them all. It's yeah, I guess Germany is quite a few hours ahead. Man, I'm glad that I'm not streaming at 9 p.m. It's usually when I start, like 8 or 9. Imagine that. Germany time, that would be incredibly late. Or possibly the morning. Yeah, the pressure on this is kind of driving me crazy, but I can kind of manage it. I think this will be the last drawing that I do with this brush with pressure sensitivity like that, or I actually need to just make a proper copy and make a version of this brush without pressure sensitivity. Hi Hayden, welcome to the stream. I do have another question for you guys. If I were to stream properly on another place, such as Mixer, because you know Twitch there's so many people on Twitch. If I were to try something out on Mixer, would you guys watch it? Let me know in the chat. And like, once again, it's not that I know a lot about that stuff, but it might be cool to have a place where you don't have to worry too much about your thumbnails. You know, you're just like creating content, you're just drawing and you just put it there and stuff. And I think YouTube might be like also a place where there's a lot of good focus on tutorials and walkthroughs and all that stuff. Nice, Cecile. I might give it a try. I might just see what happens. Just because, once again, I think, you know, that division may actually help me out to organize my content, but another question that I have is, have you guys have you guys ever been to Mixer? Is it like a good option, or is Twitch still the king? Because a lot of people say that if you haven't tried anything, might as well try Mixer. Thank you. All right. So that's good to know. That's good to know. I don't know. Again, because I'm so out of the loop in that sense that I wasn't sure if, like, I guess Mixer really grew and expanded after like Ninja, Shroud. There's like so many streamers that I think actually went to Mixer. That probably really helped. And I think it's owned by Microsoft, right? I'm on YouTube. It's actually very and it's actually very rare that I'll watch live gaming. I've only just discovered live art. So I don't have any useful input. That's fine. Yeah, and I'm not gonna for sure going to be doing any gaming. Which I did notice that on Mixer, I couldn't find, like on Twitch, you know, you can find other channels. And it might just be me and the fact that I spent like 5 minutes on Mixer, but when I went to browse, I really couldn't see like a lot of content besides gaming. Like it was, you know, very much heavy on that. But maybe that's a good thing. And I also, most of all, I need to figure it out. What time is better to stream? What time of the day? Something that actually goes for most of you guys as possible. I think, did I put the right blue here? Yes. Yeah, that's what I saw. So on Twitch there are art channels, and some are really, really cool. It might be that, like, you know, it might be interesting that I didn't find on Mixer, and it might be a good thing to have an art channel. But it could also mean that people really want to go watch games on Mixer, and they're not really interested in watching other content. So the only way to really know is to try it out, and that's the best part. You can really just try it out, see what happens. Hopefully I can use some tools such as like streaming on YouTube and Mixer at the same time, and just see what happens. And if it doesn't work, yeah, just try Twitch. This is pretty tedious, guys. Sorry about that. But just want to make sure that this is correct, that there are no gaps in the edges. There's a price you pay for the crayon brush. That's what we're learning today. An expensive price of iPad battery life. Just going around and around here. Okay. So I know I don't have a lot of layers, but just in case, I will break these into 2 layers, even though they will be the same color. And we'll just see what happens. If I start running out of layers, I'll just do some merging. Yeah, we'll see how it goes between these 2 platforms. It's so cool. The other thing I was just like thinking the other day, how everything that's happening right now, although it's like so crazy. I was watching YouTube on Friday, and there was like a live stream of the I think it was one of those Broadway shows, the Phantom of the Opera. And the truth be told, like, I've never seen it. I never went to see it. And just the fact that you could just go and watch a little bit of that whole production kind of blew my mind, actually. Just to be able to watch one of these shows from the comfort of your home. And it was live. So it's not like someone's camera or you're looking at a little clip. You could watch the whole thing. It's crazy, guys. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna use that same piece, paint the other side. I can see clock is already flying over here. I was hoping to put a lot of these colors in before 7 my time. And I can see that that's not happening. Alright, let's see if we got a better painted edge here. There we go. Still gotta fix a couple of things. Okay, this part don't really need to care much because it's going to be hidden. Okay. Actually, what is the best time to stream in you guys' opinion? Would you watch an afternoon stream? Do you even have some time to do that? Do you leave it as a background noise, or is it better to just kind of stream in the evenings? Also, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think? Where is that? Oh, that's this part. Probably put it on top. Evenings, yeah. That's what I'm thinking as well. But it just has to be like, I guess we will see. Because I've been streaming quite late on my time. And I may just have to stay with the same schedule that I have for a while until I have more, it's kind of more free time, to be honest. Yeah, that would be the dream, is to be able to do that afternoon or early evening, or from afternoon into early evening, and that's it. Trying to get these curves. Have to do in 2 parts. Is there anyone from the States in the chat? Let's get the edge a little bit better here. Gotta see this without the sketch layer, just make sure that we're good. Oh, nice. How are you handling Cecile? Like, are you able to stay at home and as much as you can, I guess? Hang in there. That's what we're all doing, I guess. Oh, I work. You have to work. Yeah, they're saying things are getting better in a lot of places. That apparently, like, I mean, it's not that we can go back to normal like super quickly, but they're saying that there's like several places in hospitals and stuff like that that they're like more empty now. It's so hard to know what's actually happening in the first place. That's just something has been popping up in the news. Make the other sleeve. Wonder if this needs to be a new layer. Wow. Okay, you're in the front lines. My goodness. Well, if you're on the front line, Cecile, like a huge thank you to you for whatever stuff that you're doing. Because I know it's you guys are really the true heroes. And I hope that my stream can help that a little bit, if possible. Oh, that's so good, exactly. That's awesome. Yeah, just doing some drawing, just some sort of activity to try to just relax a bit. That's awesome. Thank you. All right. Hi there. I won't be able to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream. Fazula, maybe? Hope that's the right way. Let's see what else we can do here. Okay, that little part will also be blue, the zipper. some water. Bit tricky, this part here. We'll get it. So I'm sorry guys, I usually do the, more of a blocking, and then I've been doing the shading part after the stream just because I only have a certain amount of time here. But I hope that that's okay. At least like it's a good time for us to like answer some questions and talk about stuff that happened on the channel within the week and what's coming up next. Hi Nora, welcome to the stream. And stuff like that. Hey Vamsi, how's it going? Welcome. No, it's okay. Just been streaming for a little bit and just decided to spend some time with you guys and answer some questions. Again, talk about stuff that has been happening, making sure you guys are okay, spreading the love. That's basically it for about an hour or so. And trying to elevate my style here a little bit. I was just saying, like, I got some merch done this week, but who knows when it's going to arrive for us to check it out. So I was making this illustration kind of like to celebrate that. So once it comes out and if it looks good, then we'll be able to generate a little bit of a buzz around that. And making more tutorials for you guys, working on more libraries, more brush libraries, making more videos. I think like the self-help videos have been kind of, the last one was actually had quite a good turnaround, so making more videos about that. And taking one day at a time with everything that's been happening, right? Yeah, I wish I could show some stuff, but like there's a lot of like cool t-shirts, hoodies, like several different colors. There's the ghost paper blue. There's a lot of cool things coming out. So also the reason why I didn't want to make such like a huge thing about it is because I haven't seen it. So that's one of the jokes I was just making earlier here, is that if it looks really bad, those are going to be amazing cleaning up cloths around the house. But if it does look cool, I'll show it on Instagram or something like that. But let's just see how it happens, when it gets delivered. As we all know, there's a bit of a delay on a lot of delivery things, so who knows when that's going to arrive. Okay. I wonder. Yeah, I will have to make a new layer just for a few details. Thanks, man. We'll see. You know, I just gotta wait to see what happens. Oops. I think I'll actually do this as a clipping mask. Okay. This is pretty much the base here, guys. Just gonna do a couple more things. Oops, this gotta be fixed. What is this? Oh, this is my reference layers turned on. Okay, good to know. Sketch back on. This is about 20% opacity, and one final layer here. For the eyes. And kind of similar to the ghost paper, the ghosty eyes, which was a clipping mask. I'm just gonna do the same here. Bring it down to the face and clipping mask. Just to get a better alpha, since we have such an artistic kind of edge, it would be a lot of work just to get the edging done in a perfect way. Let's just get these arms. Pants are actually white. Just see what's my layer count here just to make sure. Still got 13 layers. That's good. That should be enough. Alrighty, gonna make a background layer. The mystery solved. Hopefully, yes, we can go back. So for now, guys, this is the base. It's about an hour and a half here, or an hour and so. So I'm gonna kind of pause the stream right here. I gotta go do a couple things, and I will continue the shading on this. And you guys just going to have to see that on Instagram. So I'll finish this up and I'll put it on Instagram, like kind of the shading work. And if you guys have any questions about shading and how to actually shade, stylize characters and illustrations, I can also make a video about that, what I've been doing so far. There's actually quite a few interesting things, such as like finding light direction and shading with a definite, drawing light direction and shading your illustration. That might be something cool in the near future for the channel. So I might be heading off now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream for a little bit of time here together. Hope you guys are staying safe and that you're also drawing whenever you can, just to kind of take your mind out of it for a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Maybe on Mixer, if I do make a Mixer account. Who knows? So, okay, all right. So next live will be about shading, for sure. I'll show you guys more or less what I've been doing. I've been trying to do more of a minimalistic kind of shading. All right, deal. Maybe we can start with some very simple shapes and kind of like evolve. So starting with some kind of like solids and then evolve the characters and do all sorts of things. Thank you guys for just showing up on stream and being able to have some fun. Right, see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.